I can't budget because I don't have a regular income. No, budgeting is for everyone. Even those who don't have a steady paycheck. Especially those who don't have a steady paycheck. And we're getting into that right now. Hello there, I'm Caleb. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about improving your finances, mastering your budget, and saving for the future, start now by hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Irregular income is a frequent excuse for not creating a budget. Yeah, but how am I supposed to make a budget when I have no idea how much I'm gonna make during the month? I mean, fishing is not exactly predictable. While it creates more of a challenge, but it is very doable. Consider this, since you don't know what your income will be, you actually need a budget more than the people who have a normal income. You can't go out and buy a fur coat just because you know you have a $1,500 check coming this Friday. Fur coat? Fishing boat? I'm following. Yes, indeed. Irregular income requires more planning than regular income. By irregular income, I mean like a variable income where you don't get a set paycheck every 2 weeks. So today's video is going to lay out 4 steps for making an irregular income budget easier. Let's start now. Number 1, start by budgeting out the lowest monthly income you can expect. Bailey and I have regular incomes and we still do this with our budget. Every month, especially during the summer, we budget only what our paychecks will be. Even if we're expecting to earn extra money, we don't budget it until we have it. Just plan for the worst, and when unexpected cash comes in, it'll make budgeting that extra much easier and a lot more fun. I pretty much get a dopamine rush every time I add unexpected income to our monthly budget. Pretty sure it's dopamine. An article written by the budget software company YNAB put it perfectly. They say that forecasting your budget based on what you think you will likely earn can put you in a dangerous position, because you might choose to make purchases with money that you don't actually have just because you think that the money is gonna come. Number 2, break down your expenses into your wants and needs. This is going to be more of a challenging step than you might expect. I want you to take your expenses, list them out, and then separate them into your wants and your needs categories. Every expense fits into one or the other. Okay, you got it? Now go through your list of needs and ask yourself if each item individually is actually a need. The ones that don't make the cut get moved to the wants category. All right, once you've got that done, go through your list of needs one more time and ask yourself, is this really, truly, and positively a need? If it doesn't pass the stress test, put it in the wants. Every time you move an item from your needs to your wants category, it makes creating an irregular income budget a little bit easier. Be careful, expenses like Netflix and cable television and even like unlimited phone data can wear the disguise of a need and trick you into keeping them in the needs category. But don't worry, we'll come back to wants. Number 3, set up your budget with needs being funded first. This next step is where you will take those needs, create categories for them, and then fully fund them within your budget. Apps like EveryDollar, YNAB, and Mint make this process very easy. My personal favorite is EveryDollar, but maybe I'm biased because we've used it for 4 years. Make sure you only fund the needs list first. We need to make sure that each of your needs is covered. Then once rent and water and gas and the rest are fully budgeted, start allocating the rest of your income to your wants list in descending priority. I like Discover Bank's suggestion on this front quite a bit. Go open some extra bank accounts, transfer money into separate spending and expenses accounts, then use the one account for spending only and the other account for only expenses and necessities. Then it reduces the chance of you spending your money that's set aside for all your needs because it's in a separate account. Now before we get to the last step, you know we gotta thank our sponsor, Patios. I know, this has already sponsored a video once, but we finally got the patio done, so it's an actual sponsor now. Sponsor that doesn't pay. It pays in happiness and fulfillment every time I sit on it. Anyways, now I can walk across there without twisting my ankle in that deep hole that I dug. I can't fish in it anymore. Here's the before. And here's the after. And here's a mandatory sweet time lapse of us laying down the blocks. So thank you to Patios and thank you to everyone who helped on it. You know who you are. Check out my watch tan. This is from working on Patios all weekend. Number 4, fund the wants with the extra money and as more money comes in. Since we budgeted for the lowest month, you'll presumably be getting more income than what you planned. So as those larger paychecks come in, then you can throw extra into your wants categories. You got a wants category for buying a drone? Fill her up. Now a couple things to note. 1, as the balance says, if you have irregular income, find ways to supplement it. This could be through a side hustle, check out this video, or maybe a part-time second job. Really depends on what your situation is. And 2, most places online that talk about budgeting irregular income actually recommend using an average monthly income for your budget. Then they recommend beefing up an emergency fund for the months that are low. In my opinion though, the issue with this this is that presumably about half of your months are going to be above average and about half of your months are going to be below average. Now, it's not going to be exact because we're not talking median monthly income, but I think it's still a pretty good guess. Now, while you certainly could save during the high months in order to supplement your low months, it's much easier to waste it on once than to save it for the skinnier months. I would much rather see you plan for the worst and just gradually add income into your budget as the money comes in. You'll be much more careful with your money and the low months will be much easier to handle. That's my suggestion, but maybe you'd rather go with the average. I don't care, as long as you make a budget and use it. However floats your boat. Fishing boat? Yep. Whatever you do, start budgeting today. All you have to do is start. That's what I say over and over. Just start. It'll get easier with time. But don't use the excuse of irregular income for why you can't budget. Because the truth is, you need a budget more than people with normal income. Now, if you need help getting a budget together, hit me up in the comments or click the link down below and I'd be happy to help. Otherwise, I want to hear from you in the comments because I really do love engaging with you guys. Do you have irregular income? And if so, then how do you manage it from month to month? And did you hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm? Because regardless of if you have regular or irregular income, I will be forever grateful if you did hit it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And remember, money doesn't have to be confusing. You can control it. If you're interested in creating your first budget ever using my favorite app, check out this video up here. And if you're interested in a playlist of budgeting tips that I've made, check out this playlist right here. Wow, the skaters are loud. I know he waits to drink until I'm starting to film.